What's up, everybody? This is Brandon McCollum, also known as emcee, and this is Nice Minds. I'm with one of my buddies today, Breakneck The Mage, aka Tyler Franz. What's up, my dude?
Hey Brandon, how's it going, man?
Good, man. How you been?
I've been as good as I can be. I have really no complaints.
Word, yeah,
Just trying to get through this global pandemic. You may have heard of it.
right? God, it's just been insane. So yeah, I know you from the local hip hop scene. I was actually trying to think because I mean, I'm good friends with your wife, so I know you met her through the local scene, probably from her coming to shows with us and stuff. But I think I met you before. I think way before that, probably through like Analytical and stuff, probably, right?
My guess would be 2008, probably.
Yeah,
Maybe 2007 even. And it would have been like some type of show. I was like DJing for Analytical or playing a show with Analytical or just maybe with him watching a show, something like that.
that's right. Because I almost completely forgot that you were a DJ for a while, right?
Yeah, I kind of started that way. Like I had a partner, DJ BZ, and we started like making beats and DJing and rapping, trying to just learn everything all at once when we first started. And then we got like a DJ gig at a bar in Eau Claire. We'll get into that more probably in a minute. But anyway, that we started DJing, and yeah, that's what I did. That was like the only way I could get shows at first because I didn't really know how to book myself for like rapping shows. I had no connections when I was first starting, but I was friends with like Analytical who needed a DJ.
When did you start all that? Like, how old were you and stuff?
Well, like in high school and even I guess even back into like middle school, I was kind of always trying to start bands. We had like a few like punk rock and like emo kind of bands. So I kind of did that. I was listening to rap, but I was like doing rock music. And then in college, I really started like writing more vocals and lyrics and stuff. It just turned into raps eventually. I started really in like 2005, I would say, is probably when I started like rapping.
Oh wow! And then you just got into DJing like right after that, then?
Yeah, I one of my friends, Carl, he had turntables because he didn't think he was a very good rapper. Like, ironically, he actually was a good rapper, but he didn't think he was, so he just wanted to be a DJ. He loved hip hop. He bought some turntables, and me and BZ just started like messing around on his turntables like all day, every day, and like fell in love with it pretty much. So yeah, it would have been like 2004, 2005. I was like a sophomore in college
Oh
when I
word,
first really started
that's what's up. Yeah, because you're from Wisconsin. Did you go to Eau Claire or?
for college.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay,
went to
that's what I thought.
UW Eau Claire.
Oh word, how is the hip hop scene out there in that area?
Eau Claire itself, I the hip hop scene's really good, man. It's a
That's
lot
what's
better
up.
now since I moved to Minneapolis. Well, I've lived in Minneapolis for a long time, like over a decade now. But
Yeah,
since I moved, it's gotten a lot better there because like Justin, like Bon Iver, and like all the indie rock bands that
yeah.
like blew up from there, and the bluegrass bands and stuff like that, just brought like made the whole scene like the whole art scene just way better there. So like when I go back there and play shows now, I think they're like better than they were when I lived there, I would say. But it was still cool back then, but it's gotten a lot better now.
Because I've been hearing a lot more about Eau Claire lately. I feel like because I feel like a lot more people. I mean, prior to COVID, obviously, people were going out there to do a lot more shows and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And it's really it's really growing like as a city itself in general, it's really growing. That whole area is growing really fast. And it's not too it's only like an hour and 15 minutes from the city. So like
Right.
it's like an extended suburb, you know, essentially. It's only an hour and a half away. So you start to hear a lot more people from here playing shows there.
Yep. So yeah, I know you got really into the local scene doing shows and stuff. But recently, I mean, I don't it's been a while now, but I mean, I want to say the last 5 or 6 years you got into like the battle rap scene.
Mhm.
How did that come about?
So let's see, 5. I would say it's more than that actually. I think at my first battle was in 2012.
Oh, wow.
We went on tour. Do you remember I went on tour with Mercy's May and Analytical?
I think I kinda do vaguely, yeah.
That was I actually did my first battle on that tour.
Oh, wow, that's dope.
Yeah, in Columbia, Missouri. That was my first battle. So that's how I got into it. I was just becoming a fan of it for like probably 2 years before I did my first. Of course, I like freestyle battling, like because I was a hip hop head. So
Right.
I watched Scribble Jam, just like you and all of us did.
Yep.
Watch those kind of battles. But like the acapella battles, I probably started getting into like 2010 when Grind Time now is becoming like a viral thing on YouTube. That's about when I got into it and then had my first battle in 2012.
Okay, word. Were they kind of the ones that? Because I mean, I feel like just in the last decade or so, I started to see the battles that you do, like, without beats, like the
Mhm.
non-freestyle battles. When did that start coming about?
That's well, technically a while ago, but like the league setup, like what you see now on YouTube and everything, started
Mhm.
around like 2009,
Oh, okay.
2010. That was like King of the Dot out of Canada was like the first big one. URL, which is out of New York, and then Grind Time Now, which was like over the whole country.
Oh, okay.
Basically, like they had like a Minnesota division and a California division, Florida. So those three leagues started like around that 2009 to 2010 ish.
Oh, okay. So was it Analytical that actually got you into it, or did you hear about it from somebody else?
I had a few other friends who were doing battles, like Rome's, Ill Lab, like some other guys were doing battles too, but Analytical was like one of my really good friends. So I think probably got me signed up for my first battle and everything like that.
Dope. Yeah, because you were killing it for a while. But what was the league you're part of? Is it North something?
No Coast.
No Coast. That's right.
Yeah.
And you helped kind of start the northern division of that, didn't you?
I did start. Yeah,
Yeah, you
I
did start
started
it.
that in 2000 like 15 or
That's
so.
what's
We
up.
started that. And I brought like a lot of big name battlers from all over the world. Really, I've had two international events. One was like we had like five guys from the UK come over, and then I did Canada versus the US like 2 years ago, where we had like four guys from Canada come down and battle four of us
That's
from
sick.
here. So it was like Canada versus US. We had like team jerseys and stuff. It was pretty dope.
That's super sick. And you toured with them a lot too. Like you took it on the road a lot, right?
Yeah, a bunch of times. Like we have divisions in St. Louis, Chicago, and Minneapolis. And it originally started in Columbia, Missouri, which it's kind of fizzled out because everyone moved off because that was like a college town where it started. Um, but now we just have really St. Louis, Minneapolis, and Chicago. But we've also brought it to uh New England now, which I've gone out there twice to Boston. So we do stuff with them. We brought it down to Florida one time to like the Tampa area. So yeah, we've gone all over with it. It's
That's
pretty
super
pretty
dope.
fun.
Well, so I mean, obviously COVID shut down everything. So when was the last one that you actually did?
We did one in November, but we couldn't have any. We had like 10 people. It was like three battles. So like the six battlers, me, Missy, the host Shake, and the cameraman. Like that's all it was.
Oh shit,
So
crazy.
we did actually do three battles in Minneapolis in like November, December.
Oh,
But
nice.
the last real event with fans was last no the like not this last November, but the one before that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Damn. That's
yeah.
freaking rough, dude. So what have you been doing in the downtime then? You've been I know you released a new album called Balance.
Yeah, that's basically what I've been doing in the downtime. Working on like my kind of working on my YouTube channel a little bit too with my son,
Oh, yeah.
Cam. We do like action figure unboxing and like collectible type stuff because we're nerds like that.
I love it, man. All the ones that I've watched, I really love it. Like Cam gets so into it. It's so awesome just to see like him. How old is he now? Is he 6?
Not even yet. He's five,
Oh,
five and a
he's
half.
5. Wow. Crazy. Cause yeah, I mean, he seems like he's smart and he's got a little personality on him. Like it's super funny to watch him like unbox all that stuff and just get so into it.
It was yeah, no, it was totally his idea to like start it too. He's wanted because he would watch. I like got him into wrestling and wrestling figures, but then he would watch YouTube and see like unboxing channel. You know, they're all over YouTube, like
Yeah.
people doing unboxings and stuff, and he just loved it. He started begging me to do it, and then lately he's been coming up with like he wants to do like a video game channel, like he wants to do all that. I'm like, dude, we could get into that event like eventually, but holy cow, man, I don't have enough time to do all this stuff you want to
Right.
do. And he wants to make music video. The other day he wanted me to record like a music video where he was like an Avengers music video where he's Captain America, and he wanted me to do like green screen stuff, and like I'm just like, dude, wow. It's tough, man, having a
Right.
5-year-old. It's really fun though.
But still, I mean, I think that's sick that he wants to do all that, man. I mean, because
Oh yeah.
the technology that they have, like, kids have at their disposal now compared to when we were kids, man, I wish we would have had that stuff when we were kids.
Yeah, back when we were kids, if we tried to make any type of video at all, it was literally like recorded onto like a tape and then
VHS, yep.
dub that tape onto another one so you could clear off the tape to
Yep,
re-record the next scene and then edit them together. But it's just like it's ridiculous. Like it
right?
was so hard to do anything.
I was actually just talking to Nemo about, all the technology that the kids have now and how I wish that we would have had that. But yeah, man, keep him on that path because I feel like if especially like if he's starting so young, if you keep doing that with him and he keeps getting into it, I just feel like
Mhm.
he's just gonna get better and better and better. It's just gonna build massive skills and like
For sure.
that's cool. That's a really cool thing that you guys got going.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep I'm not pushing him, but like,
Right.
encouraging him to keep doing this type of thing.
Hell yeah.
So,
How often do you guys do the videos now?
um, I don't probably like we probably do like 3 or 4 a month, maybe 5 a
Oh, okay.
month, something like that.
Nice. I bet that's super fun for him, and
We
plus
usually do 2 at a time, like try to
sweet.
do 2 at a time. I have like a bunch stashed up too, so I have like I'm like a month ahead. I have like 4 or 5 in the can at all times pretty much. But
Um,
it's also expensive because I'm
right?
not like sponsored, so I'm buying these toys for him, like, and he has to do like chores and stuff to earn them. But I wish we could do a lot more, but I can't just be spending all this money on toys and stuff.
Yeah,
So I got
exactly.
to get a sponsor. I got to get someone to sponsor me and send me the toys.
Hell yeah. This is an open invitation to sponsor the
Yeah, exactly.
unboxing. What is it? What's the channel called? What are you calling it? Or is it just off your Breakneck the Mage
It's just
channel?
Breakneck TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just dropped the music video. What song is that?
That song is called Sour. It's actually not on my album. It's one of those things where like I was working on the album, finishing like mixing and mastering it, and then I sent it off. It was all done. And then I like got these beats, a whole bunch of beats from this dude. And I was listening to him and I immediately wrote this song and like recorded it like 2 days later. So I had just sent the album in, record the song, and I start listening to it like while I'm mixing it. I'm just like, man, this is probably like my favorite, like one of my favorite songs I've ever done. And I just sent the album out. So it didn't end up making it on the album, but I was like, I got to do a video because I really like this song. Um, yeah, I just did a video for it and put that out. It's not even available. The only you can get it off my Bandcamp and SoundCloud and stuff, but it's not even like on a project or anything. It's just a random song.
That's what's up. Maybe it's a sign that you should start the new album already.
Yeah, I know. I think I should.
Hell yeah. So as far as like COVID and like 2020, I mean, other than losing gigs and stuff, what any other setbacks that you've noticed and like, with yourself or like the music scene?
I feel like I had more time to like focus on actually recording music, which is like a benefit or like a positive of it.
Hell yeah.
Because like before I was running like a monthly show at Triple Rock, which obviously closed
Yep.
down now. But like I would be doing a monthly show plus random other gigs too. So I was like constantly thinking about that and not really as much on like I didn't make music since 2015 is when I made Protecting Metropolis, which came out in 2016. So like for 3 years I was just battling all the time and doing all these like a million shows. So I wasn't really recording music. COVID hits, stops all the shows. Like when the lockdown first started, it really inspired me to like write that album. So
That's
not
dope.
like none of the songs are like about COVID really, but
Right.
like it just inspired me. And I found a groove pretty easily, and I think COVID had a lot to do with that.
That
So
that's
yeah.
dope. Yeah, I was on a creative spree when COVID first happened with beats. Like that was me with beats. Like I was just cranking them out left and right, like every day, every day.
I wish I made beats, man. I made some back in the day, they're like amateur beats that were okay, but like I just wish I was more into that. I don't really have the time right now
Yeah, it's hard if you
with
don't.
Cam and like work and stuff like that,
Right.
but and just a million other things that I do. I don't need to
Yeah.
add like beat making, which I would like go off the deep end with probably and just like
Yeah.
be up all night making beats and like tweaking drum
Yep,
sounds and stuff
yep.
like
That's me, dude.
that.
I mean, when I was younger, it like I was talking to somebody else about this too. Beat making completely replaced video games when I was a teenager.
Mhm.
So like I literally stopped playing video games the second I started making beats. Still, it was just kind of because it just completely replaced it. Like I would sit there for hours playing video games and I would sit there for hours like tweaking drum sounds, like you said. Just I mean, I'll spend fucking like an hour just tweaking a fucking snare, dude. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's
Uh,
insane. But I mean, I have a feeling it's still gonna be a while, man.
yeah.
I feel like it's still gonna be all of 2021 and,
Uh,
probably even into 2022 before we really get back to normal. But I have a feeling over the summer we're gonna start seeing at least like outdoor stuff,
mhm.
being fairly prevalent and stuff.
I think for sure. I think for sure we'll see outdoor shows this summer. That'll be good. It sucks that like all these venues are basically like closings. A lot of them for good. It seems like. I mean,
Yeah,
it's terrible. Like, what do we even have left for hip hop venues here? Like, honestly.
I don't know. I was thinking about that. I mean, especially with Honey going down, like they were like my favorite venue probably. And
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, and it was like the place that had hip hop every night of the week. It
yep,
was like the only place that had hip hop every night.
yep.
What do we have? We have like I guess Ice House maybe is still
Yeah, I
a
haven't heard anything
thing.
about Ice House shutting down. I think Poorhouse is still around, but
Poorhouse,
yeah,
yeah.
uh,
Poorhouse isn't the easiest place to just do like a Tuesday night show
it
though.
really
You know,
isn't.
not like Honey or some of those other places were, but yeah.
Yeah,
Triple Rock is completely gone. That was a
Triple Rock's
legendary
gone.
venue for all
Yep.
types of music. That's just gone. I don't know. It's kind of a bummer, but it's something things will probably pop up and
I really hope that, you know, I don't know, some amazing people or just like artists pooling money together or something, like or like a
to buy a
GoFundMe
venue or
to buy a
something.
venue or something. I feel like it's really gonna be up to and I've been saying this to everybody. I feel like it's up to like us, like, average Joe, people that have been doing it for years to kind of put our heads
Mhm.
together and figure out what to do going forward.
I mean, it's a goal of mine that I still want to accomplish is to like start a venue, but I think by the time I have like the means to do it, it'll be
Right.
probably I'll be like helping younger people. You know what I mean? I won't be like I'm not going to quit rapping anytime soon, but like by the time I have enough money to like do this goal of mine, like have a legitimate music venue, I'll probably be like in my 40 mid 40s by that time or
Right.
something like that. So well, but I that is a goal of mine. I really want to start a venue. I've always wanted to do that.
And yeah, and I never really thought about like when our generation, like people our age, when we start getting into our like 40s and stuff, like the kind of things that might start popping up, with like people like us, what we're going to be doing, for younger
Mhm.
artists and stuff like that. So that's definitely interesting. In the 2030s could be kind of interesting in that regard. But yeah, I'm hoping a lot more new stuff pops up. It's gonna be really interesting. I've been kind of asking everybody, what do you see for the future? Like, what do you see happening after this?
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be a big backlog of like major acts wanting shows. I mean, I
Hmm.
think there's been what we're already going on like a year and change of concert tours and shows getting canceled. So there's going to be a big backlog of that.
Hmm.
I think people still, even when the vaccine is like everyone has the vaccine and stuff, I think people will still be maybe a little bit hesitant to go to like big indoor shows.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think once everyone's vaccinated, you shouldn't have much to worry about for like large
Right.
outdoor venues or even really indoor as long as you're not stupid about it. Still everyone should still use caution and be smart about it, but
Right.
like once most people are vaccinated, I hope we can get back to like having regular shows and not being scared of doing everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's weird some other states have been like completely like just doing
Oh
shows the
yeah.
entire time.
Yeah.
Like nothing's changed for them and
Yeah.
stuff, which is it's kind of wild to think about. We haven't
Hmm.
had I mean, the bars were back open for a few months at like 50% capacity or whatever, but no one was really doing like shows. There were
Yeah.
a couple here and there, but it wasn't like it was back to like doing shows.
Yeah. I got a homie in Nebraska that I've been doing this sample pack stuff with, and he's an EDM dude. But they were like, we started working together in like September or something, or like October, and they were still doing shows like every week. Like nothing was. And they're
Mhm.
like, they were talking about some sort of social distance stuff, but not really. I mean, from
Yeah.
what he was describing, it sounded pretty normal there, that they were just not having any sort of regulations. It's crazy to see from state to state how it varies.
Yeah, I
But
know. It is crazy. And we ended up even with all those restrictions, we ended up having a ton of cases. At one point, we were like higher than like all the other states in the
I
Midwest
know.
too. Like a month ago or whenever we got hit hard with that second wave.
Yeah, it's a huge question mark on the future for a lot of stuff. But I mean, I think a lot of people will start being more creative with like streaming shows. And I've even heard somebody leaked something about like virtual reality,
Mm,
something starting to, which I think could be interesting, virtual reality shows and shit. I
mhm.
mean, because when you think about it, like you could set up like a really like legit concert by doing virtual reality type stuff,
Oh yeah,
you know? So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. I think it's gonna close a lot of doors, but I think it's gonna open doors for innovation, for people to be creative with doing more online stuff and more online ventures.
definitely.
And
I've been asked to do a couple of like streaming shows. I haven't done one yet, but I think I'd like to do one. I really just started thinking about that the other day. Like, oh, it's about time I actually set up one of these streaming shows. Maybe have like one or two friends come over and do a set too or something like that for my basement or something.
that would be dope.
Yeah, I think I mean, I don't know how it would feel to like perform by yourself like in a room for a camera, but like I don't know. Everyone that's been doing it, it seems to enjoy it. So
I mean, it's basically like you just give people a inside look at your rehearsal, you know, because
yeah.
I mean, that's what I do to rehearse. I just stand in my room and, go over
Hmm.
my tracks and shit. So, I mean, it's basically like a a glorified rehearsal. So,
Hmm.
and plus you can interact with people and stuff like that too. So, I think
I
it's cool.
mean, I've had some shows like even at Honey or whatever where there was like it felt like a glorified rehearsal
Right?
sometimes. So
I feel like the Twin Cities in general, like, we've all been through that. We've all,
mhm.
I don't know if it's like a Midwest thing or if it's like all over the country, just a underground thing, but there's definitely been nights where we've performed in front of, like, only a handful of people. I think we did a show in Rochester, I wanna say, like, 15 years ago, and it was supposed to be, like, this big ass house party. We performed in front of 2 people. Like,
Yeah, man. I think when you're like when you have so many people just like grinding and trying so hard when you're like to the point where you're doing shows like on Monday night,
yeah.
and stuff like that. It's like everyone's gonna have one of those nights where you just can't get people out. I've had like Friday night shows sometimes even where
Oh,
like
yeah.
there's like 10 people there. It's just like that was back when there was like 10 music venues and a bunch of hip hop shows going on every night,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But yeah, it happens to everyone when you have a whole bunch of people that are just hungry and doing shows every night. And
Yep. Yeah, there was so many nights where because venues, it was really hard to get a weekend spot at a lot of venues. So they would give you a Tuesday, yeah, like Honey or
yeah.
whatever. But I mean, depending on the venue, like Honey, for example, like any show that I did there, it didn't matter how many people were there. It was fucking fun. Like I
Mhm.
don't know, it was just something about that spot, that vibe. And I think it all depended on the venue where like even some of the deadest shows could be a blast. So yeah, anything else you've been working on?
No, not really. I mean, the album just came out on December 8th. Again, that's called Balance. Obviously, you can get that at anywhere music is per Spotify, iTunes, all that stuff, or at breakneckthemage.net. Um, what am I working on? I do have some random songs that I'm working on. I don't know if it's going to be part of the next album and when that'll be. I'm working on to some collabs with a few different people that have been overdue. I am working on two things for this summer that are going to be huge. Without like saying too much about them, one is going to be like an all-day hip hop like festival, which is like there's going to be like workshops, instrument lessons, music lessons for kids during the day, and then like a regular hip hop show at night. This is like someone came to me with this and they asked me to like they're going to pay for it and like do everything. I just have to like get the acts and set up the workshop. We're going to do like freestyle games with kids and stuff like that during the day. So that's one thing I'm working on. And then I got also asked, I'm in the submission phase of, I got asked to do this tour. I can't talk about it too much on this podcast right now, but like I got asked to do this tour and I'm in through like the third round of submission. They You got to do all these submissions and then they whittle it down, whittle it down, whittle it down, and eventually ask like 40 artists, I think it is, kind of all genres. I have to get through like two more rounds of that and I will be set up for that tour. So hopefully I will have news on that soon. That's another thing that I'm not going to have to do anything for. It's like this big national like company doing it. So I'll just have to show up and play, which is nice.
That's dope.
I won't have to like be responsible for getting people there because it's going to be like community events set up like with each city, like even like the city councils of each city and like everyone involved in it. So I'm not going to have to do anything besides play music. Yeah, man. I don't know. I guess when we figure out a way to play shows, I'd like to have a release party for my album, but it's gonna be like a year after the album's been released,
Right.
but I'm gonna do that, have a big party for that sometime. Hopefully do some rap battles if pending COVID. I don't know. That's about it. That's about what I'm working on. What about you? What are you working on?
Oh, a bunch of stuff. So, I mean, I've been doing this podcast. It's been going fairly well. I've been getting a lot of dope people on, and I've been able to stay consistent with it. And then me and some buddies, we started a sample pack for producers thing. So we've been coming out with sounds for people to make beats with and stuff. Kind of the idea was we just want to like release a bunch of free stuff and just kind of get our name out there. Which has been going pretty well. Built a little small but dope community on Instagram.
Mm,
And so we got people that are like constantly posting about our stuff and like cooking up with our stuff, and that's been really dope. We want to start selling them this summer though, or at least in the next few months, and see how that goes. But hell yeah, man! I appreciate you giving me the time and coming on here, man. It was dope.
yeah, thanks for having me, man. Yeah, it's really awesome. Let me know if you need any help for like ideas for more people to have on the podcast or whatever. Like anything you need help with, anything you need, just don't hesitate to let me know, man.
I appreciate it, man. Hell yeah. That's what's up. Yeah, I mean, any suggestions, any ideas you got, man, I'm always open to it.
Cool.
All right, man. Well, thanks again, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too, man.
Peace.
Peace.